shout out and a thank you to my sponsor, P2 Collectibles, located at 204 East McGalliard Road in Muncie and on eBay as well. So next time you're here in Muncie, let us know. Come give us a visit. Hey, what is up, y'all? This is Alex from Plus 3 TCG, and I'm coming at y'all from the combo corner, and we're going to be looking at Spirals if you draw Spyral Resort, because drawing Spyral Resort is now booty. You should not be wanting to draw this card because it is a one-of, and it takes the utility away from Master Plan. So, with that in mind, what happens when you draw it? You can still make a combo because even if you don't draw Spyral Resort and you just open these, it's still the same combo as before. You still summon, if you of course go unanswered, you can still go double helix summon Master Plan add the mission card, then you do your stuff, the regular combo, you know what I'm saying? And if you don't know what that combo is, let's check it out real quick. So let's say for some reason this is what you draw. You normal summon target, call it wrong, hypothetically, still goes unanswered. Then you call it correctly, special summon this, throw those into the grave, summon your double helix from there, then calls it correctly, summoning the Master Plan. Master Plan will then add you your assault to your hand. From there we link into a decode talker. Master Plan goes off. You can then search your sleeper and your Spyral Resort, activating Spyral Resort to search out your last resort. And if you didn't want to do this and you wanted to go into a little bit of an extension play, since you did add Assault, you can activate Assault, target the sleeper, summon itself, target the Assault to pop, and then you can, instead of adding the last resort, you can add the quick fix, and then since you have Assault and Grave, you can then banish to summon. This then adds last resort, and you can continue to go off with your plays from there. Or if you didn't want to extend so much, which I don't recommend, instead of adding the Spiral quick fix, you would just add the last resort so that you can summon this by itself, activate the last resort, and then that is a 2-card combo in and of itself. But what happens if we draw this right here? None of that can really happen as effectively. So with that in mind, we are going to look at the combo. So you still do the same thing. You normal summon, try to target a card and call it correctly, but in this situation we're going to say we call it incorrectly, but we did gain information. We gained what card we can now call correctly. So we call it correctly, special summon this card, off into the link summon, call it correctly, but since we have the Spyral Resort in hand, we're actually going to summon the quick fix right here, because quick fix is going to net us a big red. Big red can then be activated to summon the tough to potentially clear more of their board. So we'll just summon that over here. Then we'll activate Spyral Resort to add our sleeper, because this is obviously one of the most important cards to be adding to our hand. From there, we can we can throw these here to go into our decode talker. We have our 3 in grave, but what we want to do is actually pitch a card from hand. So we will call this the 1 card in hand. So I guess essentially this is a 4-card combo, but you're already going to have a 4th card that you can afford to pitch, so that you can summon your quick fix because you control a super agent. This is going to add you your last resort. You can then take these 2 cards, put them over here, or banish the quick fix because you summoned it that way, for an IB. Then you can go sleeper here by banishing the leftover cards that you have. I guess you could banish one of these as well, and leave one of the super agents. In this case, I'm going to leave tough. Summon the sleeper, activate the last resort, and if you didn't clear their board with a single tough Super Agent, the second Tufts effect, and then the Sleeper. This is exactly 8,000 life points, and that is game, even if you draw into your Spyral Resort. Now, there's a lot more combos you can do if you draw into additional monsters. Let's say you open up, like, if you open, like, all the one-ofs, and you open, like, Spyral Resort, 1-for-1, drone and or quick fix, and a Super Agent, which is a crazy 4-card combo, you can still open up the board that I talked about in the deck profile, where Double Helix would be here, Firewall would be here, Ib would be here, and Firewall or Sleeper would be connected to the Ib with a Last Resort attached to it, and that right there is also a very powerful board to be pushing through. So essentially, I'm doing this to show that Spirals can still survive. They may not be able to thrive as well because their foundation is a little more rocky now. Spyral Resort is our last resort. We have to play more effectively because we can't really afford to be drawing into a resort, and if it does happen, at least we know what to do. We can still make cool boards. But yeah, that's the that's the combo, y'all. Let me know what you think about this down in the comment section below. And this is Alex from +3 TCG signing out, y'all.